Hello all of you beautiful people, Jules here for Whatculture.com, and as we all know, the objective of a movie trailer is, above all else, to get butts in cinema seats and ensure a given film delivers on the studio's commercial expectations. Now, this is most often achieved by showcasing its most appealing cast members, neat action sequences, state-of-the-art visual effects, and so on. But sometimes, for whatever reason, the studio decides to give away some of their movie's most compelling secrets in the damn trailers. So let's take a look at them. As I'm Jules, this is Whatculture.com, and these are the 10 best movie secrets that were shamefully given away by the trailers. Number 10. What the Predator actually looks like. Predator. Now, much of the thrill of John McTiernan's Predator is the mystery of the titular creature's appearance. The film's slow burn approach conceals the Predator's design for the vast majority of the movie, keeping it off-screen and having it use its nifty cloaking tech to avoid being seen. It isn't until the third act that we actually see a sustained, lingering glimpse of the Predator's uncloaked form. Yet, the film's original theatrical trailer just went and gave the damn reveal away for free. A flurry of clips near the end of the trailer blatantly show the Predator facing off against sole survivor Dutch in the film's climax, effectively ruining the mystery for anyone who saw the trailer beforehand. Though you could argue that the audiences of 1987 would have likely only seen this trailer once or twice in cinemas before seeing the film, this being the pre-internet era and all, the trailer clearly didn't need to show anything more than the Predator's hand to lure audiences in. Number 9. There's a second climax. Speed. Speed is one of the greatest action films of the 90s, no doubt about that whatsoever, and it makes the absolute most of its ingenious high concept where LAPD cop Jack attempts to stop terrorist Howard Payne blowing up a commuter bus if it drops below 50 miles an hour. Though there's never much doubt that Jack will eventually find a way to save everyone on board, the trailer unapologetically spoils the fact that there's actually going to be a lot more movie after he's resolved this situation. Beyond showing a shot of the bus colliding with a plane and exploding while the evacuated passengers look on, there's also several clips of Jack and Annie on board a derailing train. You needn't be a particularly observant viewer to appreciate that this spoils pretty much both the film's false climax and the additional final showdown between Jack and Payne on a subway train. Considering how anyone who didn't see the trailer would absolutely expect the film to end once the passengers were rescued from the bus, the trailer needlessly gave away a surprising sting in the narrative's tale. Number 8. Gordon fakes his own death. The Dark Knight. It's abundantly clear that Christopher Nolan has tight control over his movies' trailers and what they reveal to potential audiences, but his otherwise fantastic trailer for The Dark Knight unexpectedly dropped the ball in one key area. Midway through the movie, Commissioner Gordon appears to be killed by the Joker's cronies. Now, this would have been a supremely shocking twist were it not for the fact that the trailers freely spoiled Gordon's presence in two prominent scenes later in the film. The iconic first trailer for the film memorably showed Gordon present after the Joker's capture, and also destroying the bat signal with an axe. Now, considering how incredibly distinct these images in the trailer were, and how the trailer had been endlessly dissected and discussed for more than 6 months before the film's release, it was painfully obvious that Gordon was in fact faking his death. Lo and behold, Gordon resurfaces a little while after his air quotes death to help capture the Joker, which despite being played by Nolan as a big reveal, lands with a total whimper due to inattentive marketing. Number 7. The Giant Squid. Prometheus. Ridley Scott's Prometheus was one of 2012's most anticipated blockbusters, as long-suffering Aliens fans hoped that the filmmaker's return to the franchise he helped launch might actually get back on track. The marketing generally did an excellent job of building a compelling mystery, but not giving too much away. Though in the days leading up to the film's final release, Fox evidently got a little twitchy and decided to go full spoiler blowout. A TV spot released literally days before the film hit cinemas blatantly spoiled its most shocking and frankly awesome moment. The TV spot's final flurry of images showcase protagonist Elizabeth fleeing from an engineer that's being attacked by a gigantic squid. This effectively ruined the film's final boss, the squid-like alien creature that Shaw extracts from her womb earlier on in the film and quickly grows to a massive size. Considering how much of a surprise the giant squid is clearly supposed to be, giving it away for free on the eve of the film's release was so misguided. Number 6. It's a secret vampire film. From Dusk Till Dawn. Robert Rodriguez's From Dusk Till Dawn executes a frankly ingenious mid-film bait and switch, transforming from a crime thriller into a horror film where the central characters end up facing off against hordes of vampires. From Dusk Till Dawn is a film that earned a cult following from home video and years of airing on TV, where people often saw it without having first seen the trailer. And for anyone who watched it on a whim, that mid-film turn is totally unexpected and yet absolutely brilliant. But sadly, anyone who actually went to see the movie in cinemas in 1996 likely knew exactly what was coming, because the trailers freely spoiled the fact that the film switches genres halfway through. While there's a fair argument to be made that trailers shouldn't mislead audiences about the content of a film, is there a single living soul who felt shortchanged that From Dusk Till Dawn wasn't just a straight-up thriller? Anyone who saw the film for the first time without knowing that it was a secret vampire movie likely still remembers that wonderfully bizarre experience, while the same can't quite be said for those who went in knowing precisely what they were getting. Number 5. Wolverines Cameo, X-Men Apocalypse. Sometimes movie studios spoil awesome secrets for seemingly no reason at all, and then sometimes they do it in a desperate bid to boost soft box office. The pre-release box office tracking for X-Men Apocalypse suggests it was going to fall fairly short of Days of Future Past's impressive $746 million worldwide gross, so Fox made the decision to just, spoil the movie's big surprise in its final trailer. Less than a month before the film's release, the final trailer shamelessly revealed that Wolverine would be showing up to help the X-Men escape William Stryker's forces. While it's still the coolest moment in an otherwise mostly mediocre movie, sacrificing the cameo's surprise appeal in a desperate bid for a stronger box office was pretty lousy. Number 4. The T-800 is the hero. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. The original teaser trailer for Terminator 2 is one of the most badass and effective pieces of movie marketing ever made. Containing only footage specifically shot for the trailer by James Cameron, it confirmed that Arnold Schwarzenegger would be returning to play another Terminator, while a glimpse of Arnie's piercing red eyes seemed to imply that he would once again be playing the villain. That is, until the film's theatrical trailer decided to overzealously clarify exactly what audiences were in for, by flat-out confirming that Schwarzenegger's new Terminator was actually a protector tasked with rescuing young John Connor from the murderous T-1000. This is totally at odds with how Cameron presented the reveal in the movie itself. Though the shoe drops only about 30 minutes in, up to that point, it's at least relatively ambiguous as to which Terminator is good and which is evil. When the T-800 shouts, "Get down," at John, confirming his allegiance, it should be a fist-pumping, what the hell just happened moment. But for anyone who saw the trailer before the movie, which is pretty much everyone at that time, the surprise factor was completely wiped out. The Terminator movies have such a dogged reputation for spoiling their own surprises that it's basically become a cliche at this point. Though, let's be honest, none of the sequels have had a secret as creative as this masterful face turn. Number 3. The Enterprise's destruction. Star Trek III: The Search for Spock. Perhaps the single most memorable moment in the third original Star Trek film involves the destruction of the Enterprise, after Kirk triggers its self-destruct sequence in order to wipe out the Klingon boarding party, all while the Enterprise's crew transports to safety. It's an incredibly striking visual, and not only one which occurs in the movie's third act, but also one which filmmakers wanted to retain as a surprise for fans, who, preoccupied with Spock's resurrection, likely would not have seen this coming. Yet the film's trailer freely gave away the money shots of the Enterprise flaming out, all while the trailer's narration implored audiences to join us on this final voyage of the Starship Enterprise. Obviously, this was far from the Enterprise's final outing, but considering what a pivotal, eye-popping moment it was, letting the cat out of the bag months before audiences got to witness it in all of its big screen glory was incredibly silly. Though The Search for Spock was a mighty commercial success, it still ended up grossing less than its predecessor, The Wrath of Khan. So the iconic image of the destroyed Enterprise seemingly didn't actually get more butts in seats anyway. Number 2. Dude, Free Guy. Ryan Reynolds' new blockbuster comedy Free Guy sold itself on its irreverent tone, ridiculous action, and of course, its fun cast. But because that apparently wasn't enough, 20th Century Studios also freely gave away perhaps the film's single most hilarious moment. In Free Guy's finale, Guy is forced to face off against Dude, an unfinished but hulking muscular duplicate of himself created by Free Guy's mega douche creator Antoine. Dude is basically an extremely yoked body double with Ryan Reynolds' face digitally mapped over the top. It looks intentionally, ridiculously janky, as you'd expect from an unfinished video game asset. It's a riotous moment, yet one which was freely spoiled in the movie's final marketing blitz mere days before release. Dude was not only featured in a TV spot, but received his own viral featurette containing footage of the character not included in the film. If you didn't get around to watching those final teasers, Dude was a genuinely uproarious surprise, and one that absolutely did not need to be given away ahead of time. And number 1, Soilent Green is people. Soilent Green. Then the cinematic revelation in 1973's sci-fi classic Soilent Green that the titular, mysterious foodstuff is actually made from people, euthanized human bodies, which are then transformed into the green stuff. The film's iconic, unforgettable marketing was smartly centered around this question: what is the secret of Soilent Green? It's a provocative hook which certainly captured the general public's imagination, though anyone paying close attention to the trailers wouldn't have to do much thinking in order to figure out the actual answer, because in the theatrical trailer there's a fleeting but distinctive glimpse of what appears to be dead bodies under white sheets moving along a conveyor belt. From there, it's not much of a leap at all to suggest what the horrifying secret of Soilent Green really is.